In this video, I'm going to quickly go through the pages we made in the TwinSpace using the Pages tool. So in the TwinSpace, you have your toolbar at the top, and to make a page, you press Pages, and then you get a list of all the pages you've created for your project, which will probably be empty if you haven't created any one before. I'm just going to show you how we did it. You don't need to be as complicated as this to make the project work, but it's probably a good idea to know how the original worked. We had, first of all, we had a welcome page, which had the project logo. You could click here and you can go into the spreadsheet where you can see where all the students lived. It also has a description of the project, and you can see the room plan, the floor plan for each floor. That's it. The main thing you need is to create a page for each task. And we've done so. I'm not going to go into how the page editor works because there are other videos that cover that, and you probably should be able to find to figure it out. I'm just going to go through the tasks and quickly show you the other pages. Task 1 is called Design Your Room. And here the explanation of the task is that every student has to explain what their room looks like. As you already know, it can be a complete fantasy. You can open the door and come into a forest and walk through the forest to find a castle or something. Or you can make it more realistic. So we have an explanation of that task. In detail what you need to do. So they have to write about their room because this is a writing project. Then you have to read about the other students' rooms, and you have to drop by to go into someone else's room, which means enter their forum thread and say something to them. Hello, I really like your furniture, or oh, you have a dragon, that's very cool, or stuff like that. We also embedded a little slideshow to give them room ideas. You can see some of them are very fantasy-like and some of them are real architecture. So the first task was to describe the rooms. The second task is called Be Social. And here you have had to go into other people's rooms and do various stuff. You had to say hello to and comment on other students' rooms. You had to use the get to know each other forum thread that we created for each floor and ask and answer each other's questions there. Also, as you could see from the floor plan on the last page, each floor had a common area, and if they wanted, the students could get together and discuss what they wanted to have in the common area. And the final task is to write a twin mail using the twin mail system, which is another part of the TwinSpace. You find it under the little envelope, and write a longer letter to someone. So we spent most time on the two first tasks. Time frames for each task is up to you, but they are made to take a couple of hours for each of them. So we use this in the språklig fordypning, emphasis on English learning subject, and we had plenty of time, so we spent quite a few weeks on the project. The third task was to throw a party. And here we used a chat tool, an external chat tool, but you can meet using the chat using the live tool as well, and we had to decide what sort of things did we want to have in the party. And everyone came up with ideas and wrote descriptions of stuff they wanted to have in the party. And then we created a page called the Party Gallery. I'll show you that later, where everyone puts what things they made for the party. So first they had to organize the party and plan it, and then they had to make something that showed them having a party. Probably the coolest thing anyone made was an audio play. I'll probably show you that in a second. Task 4. In Task 4, you had to explain that you now had someone living in your room. It could be a pet or it could be a roommate. So you had to each student had to write a paragraph or two about their new friend, and also try to make some sort of illustration. Also, you had to bring along your pet or your friend and visit someone's room and write a little story about what happened. And you posted that story in your friend's room. So if you went to visit Bob in room 405, for example, you posted your story in room, not in your room, but in room 405, so that Bob could read what happened when you came to visit him. The final activity was something called show and tell. And we didn't actually have time to finish this one, but it's always good when you have eTwinning projects to do some sort of face-to-face thing at the end. So here, each student were supposed to bring along something that related to their time in the tower block. For example, if they had a dog in the tower block, they could bring along a collar, a dog collar, for example. And then we were supposed to do a video conference with our partners where everyone did an old-fashioned show and tell, and showed the object and explained what it was. So these are the tasks we made for the project. We had a page with so-called bonus tasks, because some partners had more time than others and they wanted more to do. You could write a story where you visited someone else's room. You could write a poem called Outside the Tower Block. What could you see from your window? It's different for everyone. You could make a little present and give it to someone. And also you could write another letter to someone using the twin mail system. And here's a list of suggestions for stuff you could put in the letter. To show off some of the stuff that our students made, we made something called the Tower Block Gallery. Can't show you that much. Well, the stuff that's in the Tower Block Gallery is actually public, so I'm allowed to show that. I've asked for permission. One of our French students made this lovely drawing of their room. There's lots of stuff that people made in the project, and these are just little things. One student he had a girlfriend who lived with him, so he made a drawing of her using paint. Some students in Italy and France used a 3D modeling program to make their actual rooms, so this is a computer model. It's pretty fantastic. And also, my group, they made an audio play of the party. It's very noisy, but you can listen to a little bit of it. I'm just going to go into it briefly. Very noisy, as you can see. We had lots of fun making that. An Italian group made the poems, and we decided to make tower block haikus. So we made them as street art and wrote with chalk on the outside the school. And we put a little slideshow in the gallery. Also, there's a separate gallery for all the stuff from the party. And one thing that we did was that my group did was that we made here are the Italian group's poems. We made comics about things that were supposed to have happened at the party. We had a couple of other pages as well. When you do an eTwinning project, it's a good idea to have a how we did it page and put some information about background about the project. It looks good when people look at it later. So here you can see our partners from Serbia, for example. And also we had a page with information about our different schools, so that link to our school web pages. So all of these are pages that we made, but the most important thing is to put the tasks on separate pages.